Well, those bees aren't gonna check themselves, I guess. Can y'all smell that? That's pine needles. That hive right there, I need to go into it, see what's going on. Numbers are down. The rest of them looking pretty good. That one right there, numbers are down on it. Well, one of those over there, I can tell the numbers down on it too. But I went to Barnyard Bees yesterday and got some supplies. Honestly, my arm is burning. Probably as good as that smoker is right now. But gotta do something. Tired of just sitting around not feeling good. So we're gonna get out here, dig in that beehive, see what's going on. Got my bee checking headband on, my bee checking shirt. I do not have my watch on. That Garmin watch, you know, is connected to my phone. They don't like it. The smokers are smoking pretty good, so I think we're gonna jump in here and do something. Okay, well, my suspicions were correct. It was down on numbers, so I broke it down from a 2 deep to a 1 deep. I'm gonna put this inner cover on it and add the radial feeder to it. This hive, I think it may have swarmed twice this year, I'm not sure. But yeah, all these other, the top box was virtually empty. If anything, had a little bit of pollen in it, but not enough to even worry about trying to transfer down that bottom box. I have my pollen feeder out now, pollen substitute. And you know, seeing a lot of goldenrods starting to bloom on the side of the road now. Of course, I got rid of my goldenrod field. I was tired of that crap. But yeah, there's still 6, I'm gonna say at least 6 frames of bees in there. So it's not as bad as it could be, but we definitely need to start pumping them up for winter. So the radial feeder, let me go get it. Here's the radial feeder. See, it falls right down in that hole, in that inner cover. This goes on there to try to keep the bees out of the sugar water. It doesn't do a real good job, but it works pretty good. And of course, you pop that bad boy on, boom, like that. El Radio Fidero, as it's pronounced down south of the border. So funny thing, and I wasn't filming, of course. I went to get this inner cover out of my box up there beside the old barn. I don't know if you can see it, I can't hardly see it. I pull that door open on that thing, the lid open on that thing, and wafts just come pouring out of it. Well, I take off running. And I think, well, you dummy, you're wearing a bee suit. Why run? I don't know. Sometimes I just worry about myself. Yeah. I don't know. So I'm gonna button this thing back up. I've got a bunch of frames in my basement freezer, so now I'm gonna have to take some of those out to chill these bad boys and make sure I ain't got no wax moth larvae on them. The main reason I want to go in this hive is because I was pretty sure that top box was the one that belonged to my granddaddy Parker, and it is. It's got a good bit of rod on it. And but yeah, I can tell by this old-timey metal deal right there and here, and the fact that it was nailed together. I screw all mine together. But yeah, that was my granddaddy Parker's. First beekeeper I knew. He died in '77. And my uncle brought that to me a couple of years before he passed with a note explaining that he remembered going and buying that hive, and he was thinking that it was in the early 60s or the late 50s when my granddaddy bought that hive. So I gotta do some restoration work on it, but yeah, Granddaddy's hive still in use after all these years. Okay, so just put me a little super box. I guess, yeah, it's super, it's not shallow. Put that way I can access the rapid feeder, and I can add sugar water easily. So the plan is we're gonna feed these girls for about a week, maybe 2. We'll just see how they take the sugar water. And then after that, I'm probably gonna put maybe that super that I just took off of it, that's empty, on the bottom, and continue to feed them and see if they'll start storing sugar water in that on the bottom. And go like that. Now this deep frame right here is one that had no plastic foundation. If you look real close, right there is a paint stirrer that I used to go across the top. And over here to the side, a little bit of fishing string. So they used my paint stirrer to use that as a point of reference to draw some pretty good looking comb. I'm really impressed with how that worked. I really am. Putting all this stuff up. Trying to knock off any bees, what might still be on there. And I'll probably leave this stuff out here for maybe a day. That way that any bees that want to go in and take off any type of resources that might be on it, they're more than welcome to. Let's see, was that no, I'm thinking I see. Yeah, that's a plastic, that's found. That had a plastic foundation in it. So. Onward. Okay, so the next stenosis is not flaring too bad. I got that one done. So now I'm gonna look at that one. He's got a good bit of activity compared to that one. This right here don't have quite as much activity, but I see him bringing in pollen, and that's a super good sign. It's a real light colored white, W-H-I-T-E. And so they're bringing in pollen, and that's a super good sign. And these right here, I don't know if they're bringing in pollen. I think the other day I saw them bringing some in. I come back here to check them out. Not near as hot as it has been being, but about 80, maybe 82 degrees. So this is not too bad. So I'm gonna dive into this one real quick and see where we're at. Okay, we can already see I got a lot bigger population in this hive. A lot bigger population. I got 2 deeps running here. And either they're all up here and none down there, or they're, you know, equally distributed throughout the 2 deeps. So I'm gonna dig in real quick, see if I can see what's going on. Okay, well, I found my first queen. She looks good. This hive is got brood and eggs in it, larvae, so I'm gonna get it down to a single deep and go further. All right, so this is where we're at. We've reduced the brood chamber side, whatever size, whatever you want to call it. We shrunk it down to a lot less space for those bees to have to defend. And we added a radial feeder on there, and I also put a entrance reducer on it. This one don't have near the bees in it that I think it should have for this time of year. And we're gonna just soak them down with sugar water and give them a week or 2 of sugar water to get some resources built up in that deep. And then we'll do a switcheroo. We'll put a super on there with some empty frames in it and continue to feed them and see if they start filling up that super. For them, not me. I don't eat sugar water honey, or harvest it, whatever you call it. Same thing on this down here. We have shrunk down the brood area, the nest area. And there's a lot of bees in that one. That one's probably got a good 10 frames of bees in it, or 8, I'm gonna say 8. 7, we're gonna say 7, yeah. And we're gonna do the same thing to them, load them up with some sugar water, maybe for a week or so. And then the super that I took off of it, there's 2 supers out there on that stack with empty frames, drone comb. We'll put that on there and see if they start adding to that and go from there. This one I did not touch, and that one I did not touch. I got 2 done. I'm happy with my progress. My arm's not hurting too bad, so I'm gonna stop now. Okay, I'm done. Sun's going down over yonder. 7:44, my watch says sunsets at 7:55. I believe it. Had a pretty good day. Went to church. Went to church with a pastor, the man I've known since high school, Steve Sheffield. Oakdale Baptist Church. And he read over in Kings about the lepers outside the city walls. And they said, should we just sit here till we die? Maybe we should go in and they might have mercy on us. Or maybe if we go in there, this go ahead and put us out of misery. But the Syrians had already left. The lepers were fine fed, and then they went and got their brethren and said, come on, we got some food. So anyhow, we're winding this day down, getting ready to start on the next week. So I hope everybody has a good week. And give me a like, a thumbs up. I appreciate it. Goodbye.